Hello everyone, welcome to Decode ITES. This is a single learning platform for multiple IT infrastructure technologies. Do like, share and subscribe our channel to never miss out our videos. Let's continue with the learning. Let's have a small introduction of myself. My name is Prince Garg. I'm having 3 plus years of work experience and worked on Red Hat, VMware, Windows, Google Cloud, PowerShell, Python and Bash scripting. Kindly follow us on Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and reach out to us on itesfund.com. Welcome back everyone to the learning series of VMware virtualization. In this lesson, I will gonna teach you about the virtual machines. This is a very important topic if you are starting up with the beginner, and if you are having any queries related to any other topics, kindly drop a comment on the comment section below, or you can reach out to us on itesfund.com. So the first question is, what is a virtual machine? A virtual machine is a virtual representation or emulation of a physical computer. They are often referred to as a guest, while the physical machine they run on is referred to as the host. Virtualization makes it possible to create multiple virtual machines, each with their own operating system and applications. On a single physical machine, a VM cannot interact directly with a physical computer. Instead, it needs a lightweight software layer called as a hypervisor to coordinate between it and the underlying physical hardware as well. The hypervisor allocates physical computing resources such as processor, memory, and storage to each virtual machine. It keeps each VM separated from others so they don't interfere with each other. While this technology can go by many names including virtual server instance, we can say the VSI, and virtual private servers, this article will simply refer them as virtual machines. What are the advantages and benefits of virtual machine? VMs offer several benefits over traditional physical hardware: resource utilization and improved ROI. Because multiple virtual machines run on a single physical computer, customers don't have to buy a new server every time they want to run another OS, and they can get more return from each piece of hardware they already own. Scaling. With cloud computing, it's easy to deploy a machine, or you can say the multiple copies of the same virtual machine to better serve increases in load. Portability. VMs can be relocated as needed among the physical computers in a network. This makes it possible to allocate workload to several servers that have separate computing power. VMs can even move between on-premise and cloud environment, making them useful for hybrid cloud scenarios in which you share computing resources between your data center and a cloud service provider. Now the flexibility. Creating a virtual machine is faster and easier than installing an OS on a physical server. Because you can clone a VM with the OS already installed, developers and software testers can create new environment on demand to handle new tasks as they arise. Security. VMs improve security in several ways when compared to operating systems running directly on hardware. A VM is a file that can be scanned for malicious software by external program. We can create an entire snapshot of the VM at any point of time and then restore it to that state if it becomes infected with malware, effectively taking a VM back in time. The fast, easy creation of VM also makes it possible to completely delete a compromised virtual machine and then recreate it quickly. Extending recovery from malware infections. So the types of virtual machines. We are having Mac virtual machines, Windows virtual machine, Linux, Android, iOS, Java, Python, VMware, and Ubuntu. Let's take a look at it. Windows Virtual Machine. Most hypervisors support VM running the Windows as a guest. Microsoft's Hyper-V hypervisor comes as a part of Windows operating system, and when installed it creates a parent partition containing both itself and the primary Windows operating system, each of which gets privileged access to the hardware. Other operating systems including Windows Guest run in child partitions that communicate with the hardware via the parent partition. Linux virtual machines. It is a common guest operating system used in many virtual machines. It is also a common host OS used to run multiple virtual machines and even has its own hypervisor called as kernel-based virtual machine. We can say in short KVM. The mainstream Linux kernel has included the KVM since 2007. Although it is an open source project that had now owns the original company that developed the KVM. Android Virtual Machine. Google's open source Android OS is common on mobile devices and are connected to home devices such as home entertainment devices. The Android operating system runs only on the ARM processor architecture that is common to these devices. But enthusiasts, Android gamers, or software developers might want to run it on PCs as well, which is not good. This is problematic because PCs run on an entirely different x86 processor architecture and a hardware virtualization hypervisor that only passes instructions between the virtual machine and the CPU. It doesn't translate them for processors with different instruction set. There are various projects to address this problem. Some projects such as Shashlik or Genymotion use an emulator that recreates the ARM architecture in software. One alternative, the Android x86 project ports Android to the x86 architecture instead. To run it, you must install the Android x86 program as a virtual machine using the VirtualBox Type 2 hypervisor. Another alternative, Andbox runs the Android operating system on the kernel of a host Linux OS. Now we are having Mac virtual machines. Apple only allows its Mac OS to run on Apple hardware, prohibiting people from running it on non-Apple hardware as VM or otherwise under its end-user license agreement. We can use Type 2 hypervisor on Mac hardware to create virtual machine with a Mac OS guest. iOS virtual machines. It is not possible to run iOS in a virtual machine today because Apple strictly control its iOS OS and doesn't allow it to run on anything other than the iOS device. The closest thing to an iOS VM is the iPhone simulator that ships with the Xcode integrated development environment, which simulates the entire iPhone system in software. Java Virtual Machine. The Java platform is an execution environment for programs written in the Java software development language. Java's promise was write once run anywhere functionality. This means that any Java program could run on any hardware running the Java platform. To achieve that, the Java platform includes a Java Virtual Machine (JVM). Java programs contain bytecode which are instructions intended for the JVM. The JVM compiles this bytecode to machine code, which is the lowest level language used by the host computer. The JVM in one computing platform, Java platform, will create a different set of machine code instruction to the JVM in another's based on the machine code that processor expects. The JVM therefore doesn't run an entire operating system and doesn't use a hypervisor as other VMs do. Instead, it translates application level software program to run on particular hardware. Now, Python virtual machines. Like the JVM, the Python virtual machine doesn't run on a hypervisor and it doesn't contain a guest OS. It is a tool that enables programs written in the Python programming language to run on a variety of CPUs. Similar to Java, Python translates its program into an intermediate format called bytecode, storing it in a file ready for execution. When the program runs, the Python VM translates the bytecode into machine code for faster execution. VMware Virtual Machines. It was an early virtualization software vendor and is now a popular provider for both Type 1 and Type 2 hypervisor and VM software to enterprise customers. There is a VMware, a complete guide that provides a comprehensive overview of all the things under the VMware. Also, we can say that VMware is the king of the virtualization in the market. Although we are having Google Cloud, Azure, everything under the market, but the stability, the performance, the speed which VMware is providing, we can't get it anywhere. And also VMware clubs with the Microsoft and providing the virtual machines that are backend makeup of VMware ESXi and that are more reliable. And also these are most selling products. If we talk about the Microsoft's cloud and the VMware Architecture's cloud, the VMware Architecture's cloud is selling more as compared to all other clouds. Last, we are having Ubuntu Virtual Machine. It is a Linux distribution provided by Canonical. It is available in desktop and server versions, either of which we can install as a VM. Ubuntu can be deployed as a guest operating system on Microsoft Hyper-V. It provides an optimized version of Ubuntu desktop that works well in Hyper-V's enhanced session mode, providing tight integration between the Windows host and Ubuntu VM. It includes support for clipboard integration, the dynamic desktop sizing, shared folders, and moving mouse between the host and the guest desktops. The use cases of virtual machines. VMs have several uses both for enterprise IT administrator and the normal users. Here are the few options like the cloud computing, support DevOps, testing a new operating system, and investigating malware. For the cloud computing, for last 10 plus years, VMs have been a fundamental unit of compute in cloud, enabling dozens of different types of applications and workloads to run and scale successfully. Supporting DevOps. VMs are a great way to support enterprise developers who can configure VM template with the setting for their software development and testing processes. They can create virtual machine for specific tasks such as static software test and including these steps in an automated development workflow. This all helps streamline the DevOps tool chain. Testing a new operating system. A VM lets us test drive a new operating system on a desktop without affecting our primary OS. Investigating malware. VMs are useful for malware researchers that frequently need fresh machine on which to test malicious programs. Running incompatible software. Some users may prefer one OS while still needing a program that is only available in another. One good example is the Dragon range of voice dictation software. Its vendor Nuance has discontinued the macOS version of its product. However, running a desktop-focused hypervisor such as VMware Fusion or Parallels enables us to run Windows in a VM, giving us access to that version of software. Browsing securely. Using a virtual machine for browsing enables us to visit sites without worrying about infection. We can take a snapshot of your machine and then roll back it to after each browsing session. This is something that a user could set up for themselves. Using a Type 2 desktop hypervisor, alternatively an admin could provide a temporary virtual desktop located on the server. So that's all related to the virtual machines or the VMs. And I hope you have studied well, and if you are having any queries related to this topic or any another topic, you can just reach out to us on itsfun.com or drop a comment on the comment section below. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and comment our videos. Also subscribe to our channel.